Hi there, I'm Shabrina from Group C, Information Technology for English Language Teaching Media. So here I'll speak up for our group test, which is how to create an interactive learning games in Google Classroom. In this case, we use Google Classroom as LMS and EduCandy to support students' learning activity, including games in students' learning activity can avoid students' boredom. It is an alternative way and a fun way to learn English by playing games while studying. So the game itself comes with learning as well.
Okay, now let me introduce Google Classroom first. Google Classroom is an online platform aims any kind of student to simplify creating, distributing, also grading assignment. The primary purpose of Google Classroom is to streamline the process of sharing files between teacher and students. Furthermore, EduCandy is an online website to create an interactive learning games activity. EduCandy is a sweetener for online learning activity, so the learning progress won't be boring as much for the student itself. EduCandy provides an option to create, share, and play, which is really easy for teachers who want to create an interactive learning activity using gamification method. So, I will show you how to create an interactive learning games in Google Classroom. Without any further ado, let's get to the tutorial. First step is you need to open Google Classroom. Google Classroom can be opened in any kind of browser by typing Google Classroom in search bar. Get into Google Classroom and create your own classroom for your students. To get started, fill the option like the name of your classroom, part and subject. After you done creating the class for the students, create classroom and share your code to your students so your students can join the class. After the first step is done, which is creating the class in Google Classroom. You can move to the second step, which is create an interactive learning games using EduCandy via website. Open the EduCandy website by searching EduCandy in your browser search bar. After you get into the EduCandy website, you should to register your account first so you are able to create a learning games. In EduCandy, there were some games you can choose for your class. The game is called Word, Matching Pair, and Question Quiz. After that, you need to fill your quiz detail, such as you may use multiple choice quiz. So you have to prepare your questions and an option of some answer. That's all for creating and learning games with the quiz on Educandy. Now let's move on to the next step. The next step is copy your learning games link that you have created from Educandy and then move to Google Classroom website. After opening the Google Classroom, add text and give it a title and the time or deadline to your text for your students, and don't forget to attach the link from your last step, which is Educandy quiz.
That's how to create an interactive learning games in Google Classroom. I hope it will give you an alternative way to create an interesting online class due to this pandemic situation. Thank you. I'll see you next time.